Blog Talk Radio.
When a silent majority allows their nation to lose its common sense, that nation is lost, and you are allowing them to take your country away from you. Is it common sense to adore at the altar of multiculturalism? Read your world history. Not one nation has survived as a multiculture. It's the uniculture that is your strength. One country, one culture, one language. Is it common sense that 84% of the people want to make English the official language of America, but your majority political party espouses insanity, ignores the people, and says no? Is it common sense that 53 countries, mostly in Africa, have declared English to be their national language, and the party who declares we will unite you says press 2 for Spanish? Is it common sense to adopt your new national religion of diversity when the very word means disunity? We founded a country on similarities, not diversities. One country, one culture, one language. You cry out for unity, but is it common sense to continue to identify yourselves by your ethnicities and not your nationalism? White-America, Black-America, Chinese-America, Hispanic-American, gay and lesbian-American, the Black Caucus, the Hispanic Caucus, the Women's Caucus. You want unity? Change your language. Isn't it time, once again, we all became just plain Americans? Or is that too much common sense? Is it your new common sense now to stand up and cheer when a presidential candidate wants to hand over the health care system to that same government who has run Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and 12 other entitlement programs into bankruptcy? A government bureaucracy who can't run a railroad, your airports, secure your borders, or find 15 to 20 million illegal aliens. That same government that allows Islamic women to take their driver's license picture wearing a neck scarf covering their face because it offends their belief. What's next? Allowing the Ku Klux Klan wearing their hoods? Is it common sense to bankrupt the American Treasury? Fighting wars for countries whose silent majority won't fight for themselves? Your debt is now $9.4 trillion. Is it common sense to continue to give away $9 billion of taxpayer money to unfriendly countries in foreign aid, including $2 billion a year to Egypt, who votes against the United States 80% of the time in the United Nations? All this while your own inner cities crumble. 40% of your high school graduates can only read or write at a 4th grade level. You have to import people from China and India for your high-tech industry because you haven't got enough smart people in America. And New Orleans and the flood victims of Iowa continue to be forgotten. This is madness. Lay down your misplaced global burden and rebuild America first. You can't support the world while neglecting your own country. Are you unifying the country with common sense when both of your presidential candidates cry out, we must show compassion for the 15 to 20 million invaders from south of your border? But not one word of compassion for the overburdened American taxpayer who is forced to subsidize the invaders by paying over $250 billion of their hard-earned money to establish America as the welfare department of a failed, corrupt foreign country. Are you unifying your country with common sense by sending out your utility bills and your Social Security checks in Spanish? Legal and illegal immigrants have no incentive to learn your unifying language because you make it easy for them not to assimilate. How many of you write in big letters across that bill, English only, please, and send it back? Stop bending over backwards to accommodate every other culture but your own. Is it common sense to allow your activist judges to ignore your history, your culture, your Declaration of Independence, and every other founding document to remove God from public life? And endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, their Creator, not the ACLU, not the will of the atheist, or the anti-Americans that sit on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco. Separation of church and state, yes. Separation of God from public life, never intended by your founding fathers. Is it common sense that the very political party who claims to be the party of the people and shouts, we will bring change, consistently stops all common sense legislation to secure your borders, establish workplace verification, and stop taxpayer money for illegals? They call themselves progressive global thinkers. We had another word for them in 1776. We called them traitors. This happened all once before. 232 years ago, it led to revolution and thousands of dead in the streets. It will happen again unless you take back America now. Join the grassroots movement of the Second American Revolution, not of guns and violence, but pressure, pressure, pressure on your none-representing representatives who created these problems in the first place. This is the most important phone number in your democracy, the Congressional Switchboard. Pick up your phone every day, every hour if need be, and call your representatives and tell them in no uncertain language to listen to the silent majority or else be thrown out on their hindquarters. It's toll-free, and your taxes pay for it. Would you stand by and watch your family perish when you have the power to save them? Of course not. Then why are you doing that to your own country? 1-866-340-9281. Perhaps you allow all this destructive, uncommon sense out of a distorted notion of tolerance. Remember what Aristotle said, tolerance is the last virtue of a dying society. You are tolerating the behavior that is destroying you. This wine was once rich, highly desired and admired, but when you dilute it...
You're watching The Madness of a Lost Society. November 26, 2010. Black Friday revealed yet further evidence of the complete madness of the populace of our lost society.
In case you didn't hear, the leaders of China and Russia.
China and Russia said that they are renouncing the dollar.
The best way to think of it is a ticking time bomb. At some stage, the dollar will fall sharply.
Now, you might be saying, Neil, what the heck does this mean to me?
As the dollar loses status as the world's reserve currency, as mystery missiles launch just off our shores, as North and South Korea take the world to the brink of war, as the TSA violates all measure of liberty and constitutional rights, and as the U.S. military itself prepares for the coming total economic collapse and breakdown of civil order, this is what Americans care about. Wanton, lustful commercialism, acting like animals fighting over trinkets made by human beings for slave wages. As you watch this horrific video, do you think any of these people own a single ounce of physical precious metal? Any gold? Any silver? Do you think that even one of them understands what the Federal Reserve is, or that the Fed is spending them into oblivion in economic slavery? Do you think even one among them has made any preparations at all for the day when there is no food on grocery store shelves? And do you think the morally bankrupt executives at Target or Walmart even care? This is what we've become. A decadent, mindless culture who, by virtue of this complete and willful ignorance, are now officially complicit in the crimes being perpetrated against us. Do you think these people who behave like animals, literally trampling each other over $198 laptops and $10 toasters, will even pause for a moment to consider their actions before they riot and burn entire cities when the days of hyperinflation finally arrive? When the grocery stores are bare, when they are truly desperate? This, my friends, is what a dumbed-down, morally bankrupt, completely broken society looks like, and this is how it behaves. No outrage over the bankers raping them. No outrage over their gutted industry. No outrage over their plundered dollar. Just blind, wanton stupidity. Just bread and circuses. The elite are social Darwinists, and they believe what they can get away with is fair game as long as we allow it. This is social engineering, and they've done it to us by design. They've turned us into animals that they can corral. We are no longer citizens in a republic safeguarded by our elected representatives. We are consumers feeding at a corporate trough managed by officials.
Will you tell the American people to whom you lent $2.2 trillion of their dollars?
Hundreds and hundreds of banks, any bank or that has access to the U.S. Federal Reserve's discount.
Tell us who they are.
No.
If this is America, who will stop them? Our entire system is corrupt and needs to be dismantled and begun anew. But from what base? If what happened on Friday across America is any indication of the condition of the American populace, then our very foundations are built of sand. May God forgive us for what we've become and for what we've allowed to happen to our nation. And may those of us with the courage and sense to do it renounce this behavior and the monstrous marketing ploy that is Black Friday in its entirety. This, my friends, is not us. We are the Republic. We are the informed. We are the proactive ones. And it is our job to lift up those who are lost. And saving our Republic is a full-time job. May God bless the Republic.
how's everybody doing tonight? Joe Gibson on Blog Talk Radio. Hope you can hear me fine because everything else is screwing up as usual. We got some bad storms down here past hour. I don't know, so it might be on my end, but I still don't have a chat room. Chat room is not working. Why? I do not know. I did email Blog Talk a complaint about the last show that I did where we had problems with the chat room. I haven't gotten a response yet, but I got a co-host tonight. It's the captain, and I'm going to connect him right now. Hopefully. Can you hear me, Cap?
Hey, welcome to Blog Talk Radio. I can't tell you how many times that chat room will not go on. I mean, hey, look, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We're here. And it doesn't matter how much you keep beating us down, and we're still going to show up. And that's what it's all about, man. No matter how many times you take out our chat room, you screw up our phones, you screw up this, you screw up that, we're still going to come back. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Tenacity, man. So, hey, no, thank you very much, Joseph, for letting me on your wonderful show tonight. I've also got to be a guest on another show after yours. So it's going to be a busy night tonight, and that's fine. I don't care. There's a lot of freedom to fight for, and I got a lot of energy to fight for it. So I'm ready to go.
What show? What show is this? So we can plug it here.
Christopher Bruce. Do you know him? I think you guys might know each other. If not, you two definitely need to hook up. Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to do that, definitely.
No. You two definitely need to hook up. I just know you and I know him, and you two would definitely hit it off without a shadow of a doubt. And you two would be great together, absolutely. So
before we get started, though, I want everyone to who's on the line tonight, if you have something you want to say, because I think what we're going to do is talk a little bit and probably try to get a hold of some people, do some exit polling from the state of Connecticut. We tried that the other night. Cap uses Skype. Skype doesn't work all that too well sometimes. The night before that, it worked great. We talked to a business in Wallingford, Stella's Pizza. We talked to the owner, Cindy, there. She was funny. She was pretty good. We need to get her back on the program.
Absolutely.
But if anyone's got something you want to say, they need to do it. 657-383-0616. Otherwise, Cap, what's on your mind?
Well, here's something that's on my mind right now. I don't know. I'm sure you know. But here is Ted Cruz has just showed the entire world how desperate he is. And when you show your desperation, people don't respect that. People do not respect people who are desperate. Now he mathematically, he is completely mathematically eliminated from coming anywhere near 1237. And he goes out and he picks a running mate. I mean, Carly Fiorina, who, by the way...
Oh, isn't she a freaky-looking thing, too? I mean, is she an alien or something?
Hey, when she first came on the scene, I kind of liked it. I thought she was, an attractive woman and all, and this and that. And then I started doing a bunch of research. Well, every company that she's ever been in, she's run into the ground. She got fired by Hewlett-Packard. She fired over 30,000 people and sent the jobs to India and China. She gets fired. And then how the hell are you supposed to, you want to be vice president? You want to be president when you can't even manage Hewlett-Packard? Give me a break. But Ted Cruz, the desperation for this guy to automatically pick a running mate when he has no chance whatsoever of getting the 1237. And Ann Coulter sent a tweet out today, and I don't do Twitter. I hate Twitter, but I seen it on Facebook, and it said something. I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like, I guess we have to stay glued to the television today to find out if Ted Cruz is going to give his inaugural address or announce who his Secretary of the Interior is. It just goes to show you this guy he's so out of touch with the American people.
He's out of touch with this election.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. And that idiot Glenn Beck, he had that Carly on this morning on his program, and I'm listening to him. And I'm like, what you said was correct. She ran Hewlett Packard into the ground, every other company, and here she is talking about Hewlett Packard like she did so good there, and and this is what she's going to do for the American. I know, but that's what I'm saying. This idiot Glenn Beck, he's like, I gotta get you back on, Carly. Man, let me get her on this program and see what happens. But listen, I got Bitbanker who wants to check in real quick. So before we get too carried away here, yeah, because he was on with us too last night. So hey, go ahead, Jared in Connecticut. How you doing?
Ahoy,
ahoy, Bitbanker, ahoy.
How's everything?
Good. We can hear you loud and clear.
Good. I just want to let everybody know, especially the captain. I went out when I bought an Android phone today so that I could call his show because you can't do it on Magic Jack. But I'll tell you what, the quality between Magic Jack and the Android phone is unbelievable. Magic Jack is so much better in quality than the Android phone. But, HP used to be basically the standard for printers in the very late 90s and early 2000s, top-of-the-line printers. And then they went to crap. I don't know when she came in, but they went right down the drain with the quality and everything of their printers. And I think Ted Cruz, it's desperation. And if he should ever come close to getting the nomination, I think he'll drop her like a hot potato.
Well, he can't. He's mathematically, I think there's he needs 670 or 680 delegates, and there's only 622 left. So
that other whack he's another whack. He's been mathematically eliminated since the first week.
But you know as well as I do, and I've been over this. The president gets shot in broad daylight, and you can't find out the truth. What if they change their mind and they pick him over Trump? What are the people going to do? You see?
Well, I think there's going to be chaos. Is what there's going to be.
I think there will be too. Yeah.
And maybe that's what they want. I seriously, I hate to be this cynical. I really do. But I think there are people out there that they just don't know how to function unless they're fighting. And right. I am so sick and tired of fighting.
But Cap, that brings us to your guest you had last night. And I want to touch base with that a little bit more. I just don't, I'm hearing the same song and dance. That's what the point I was trying to make with him. We're going to have somebody on this program probably on Sunday. And maybe I can get you back on again, Cap. I don't know if you're busy on the weekends, but this is going to be one of the people from the Republic that I was telling you about, the Restore America plan, where they formed their own de jure government. They have a president, a vice president, a legislator, congressmen, governors of every state.
I didn't know they went that far. I didn't know they went that far.
Oh, yeah, they have elections. Oh, yeah, taxes are to be collected. They've got an entire, magistrates.
Wait a minute. Well, he's coming back on my show, I think, on Monday. As far as I know, of what I have been told by the girl that turned me on to him, is they're not overthrowing the government. This is just a plan. Just to.
Well, so was what was Restore America? A plan. The Restore America plan. They had a plan too.
But if they're going to be, forming their own government, I got a lot of questions on that one. We've already got the government formed. We just need to correct it.
Well, that's right. Joe, Joe,
people and you put in the good people. This is our job.
Meriden, Connecticut, you know a little bit more, too, what I'm saying. Just try to explain to Cap the differences. This is de facto and they're de jure, because I know you know a little bit about that Republic stuff, too. Maybe you can explain it, because they're not trying to overthrow. They're claiming they're the real government. They're the real constitutional republic. So...
if you practice that, they're going to come put you in handcuffs and throw you in a cell. That's what they're going to do. And you know what? You'll be happy to get out. I think my way that I mentioned last night on the Captain's show is the best way. You're doing it slowly, faithfully, honestly, following the Constitution, following the law, and you have honest people on both sides, the ones that are going to be prosecuting you and the people that allegedly committed the crime, and it's all handled locally. The federal government is never going to let them get away with what they're doing.
No.
Well, that's what they are doing, Joe. They are doing that locally.
Yeah, well, like I said, I like to see more sheriffs, less police officers, grand juries in every town that are there 12 hours or 10 hours a day. You get your magistrates, you handle it from the bottom up. When Obama was on his first term, I used to go to the post office, and some days on Mondays there'd be somebody standing out front, and then they'd be there on Thursdays, and I'd go back, and they might be there on Wednesdays, and they were going to impeach Obama. And I talked to them many times, and I just laughed at them. You're never going to impeach Obama. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. Just give us your donations. Just give us. And you know what? Not only did they not impeach him, but he's at the end of his second term now.
Yeah. See, anytime somebody's going to say, "Give me a donation and I'm going to get you your freedom," okay, that's a scam.
Right.
Right. And I deal a lot with CPS, and there's a lot of people out there, and I've had some people on my show, and I had to call them up personally and tell them, do not give these people money. They tell them, "Oh, we're going to form a grand jury. We're going to get your children back." Well, no. Give us money, and we're going to go out and we're going to go pay a marshal, and we're going to go pay a sheriff to go get your children back. Well, it doesn't work that way. The marshals
Does
and the
that
sheriff.
stand true for lawyers, too? Does that stand true for lawyers, too? Because they basically rip you off the same way, don't they?
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
But when somebody asks, tells you, yeah, you donate to me and I'm going to get you everything that you want, okay, that's a scam. You deserve to lose your money if you give it to them. Don't do it.
I had one old attorney when I was growing up, and you know what? If I needed him to do something for me, I'd go over and rewire a plug in his house, mow his lawn, wash his car. You know what? Because he didn't ask for money. And Captain's absolutely right. When the money comes out, so do the lies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all about money. Oh, yeah, we'll give you your freedom. Just pay me. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, Congress is the only one who can impeach the president. And this dysfunctional Congress that we've had since, I don't think we've ever had a functional Congress in our history, if you really want to go look back in history.
You did before the year 1863, Cap. That was the last Congress that convened. They stood up out of their seats and walked out. That was the beginning of the Civil War. They never reconvened.
Right.
Okay.
No. What I'm saying is, we haven't, our lifetime, we really haven't had I would say, not a real responsible Congress, but we do have responsible, believe it or not, we do have actually good people in our government. We just don't have enough of them in the right place. And that's our fault. Because we're the ones who voted these bozos in, and we're the ones who keep re-voting, like Nancy Pelosi. I mean, that woman is she's just a big, giant pile of stupid, and people keep voting that in. I don't understand that. I mean, this woman is just beyond stupid. Nancy Dum-Dum Wasserman Schultz, that Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I mean, the list goes on and on. John McCain. I mean, the list goes on and on and on with stupid people in our Congress. But we do have really good people that are in there, but they don't get an opportunity to speak. They don't get an opportunity to have a committee because those people are put on the shelf because, the establishment is, well, they're the ones in charge. Well, we are the ones who are actually in charge, and we need to understand that. This is our government, not theirs, and we need to do a much better job of it. And we're not. It's our fault.
Cap, can I just read you a little something from the North Carolina? It's a little tiny paragraph, but this is their mission. This is their mission statement. Excuse me. This is from the North Carolina Republic. This is what it says. Reestablish and repopulate the Constitution-approved state of North Carolina. We, the people of North Carolina, have reestablished the state that was taken from us on July 1st, 1868 by the United States military as the end result of the Reconstruction Acts. These acts imposed on us a military dictatorship, an election, a method of changing our Constitution, and a Constitution, all foreign to all our organic law. Our Constitution, therefore, has been dormant but not dead since that date. We are breathing new life into it, and then they'll go on and on and on. But that was their beginning of their mission statement. What I was trying to say is our Constitution has been dormant. We are under now public policy, not public law. That's why they have codified laws now. It's called UCC law. That's why you have all these codes and statutes now that make no sense. Statutory law, you're under public policy, and that's what they're getting at. You have to restore, and what Joe was saying, you need to restore local government, the lawful government, the sheriffs, the magistrates, and your elected representatives who should represent your values and your beliefs and your wants, and then go home. Okay?
Amen. You know what I mean? But we've got a constitution already. We don't need another one. We just need to follow the one that we have.
This is the same Constitution. It's the same. It's the same Constitution. What they're saying is, what they're saying, what you're saying. The Constitution is dormant. It's not enforced anymore. We live under a codified law system. They're not enforcing the Constitution. You say my Eighth Amendment right. Well, tell me, Cap, how many people walk into a federal court and actually get their Eighth Amendment right enforced? Look at me and my lawsuit. What happened?
Right.
All a game. Lawyers, clerks, filing fees, this, motion that.
83-year-old judge that slept through everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you're right. You're not supposed to have excessive bail. You're supposed to be able. Look what they're doing to the Bundys. They are political prisoners. These guys, and they have a right. Look, since the state began, their family had been on the land, and it's a state law that they can graze their cattle on this land without paying any grazing fee. But okay, fine, you want to pay grazing fees. Well, they wanted to pay to the state, but the state wouldn't accept it. They wanted to pay to the county, not the state, but the county. But first of all, the federal government is not supposed to own the land. They are not supposed to own the Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 tells you that. They are not supposed to own the land. That's the people's land of the state. That's the state's land. That's the people's land. It's not the government. And if the government does want to own it, there's two things that's got to happen here. Three things. One, they've got to have a legitimate purpose to have the land, a military base or some kind of government building or what have you not. And we all understand, yes, we need government buildings, we need bases, we need this, we need that. Okay, fine. But it has to be passed through Congress, and it has to be passed through the state's legislature. So it's got to be passed through Congress and the state. But they're not doing it. The federal government's coming in saying that's our land. Now, leave. What? Whoa, wait a minute. And that's what the problem is. And most people don't understand what the issue is. They think that these ranchers are just going out there trying to not pay grazing fees, and that's not what this is about. Yeah, grazing fees is a part of it, but that's not what this is about. This is about the federal government coming in and land grabbing, and it's for the minerals. It's for gold, uranium, copper, diamonds, all kinds of different minerals that's under the land. And what are they doing with the uranium? Well, they're selling it to Russian companies. Russia! Why would we sell our uranium to a Russian company and allow them to take the uranium, process it, and then give it to Iran and North Korea and anybody else that they want to give it to so they can get a nuclear bomb? What the hell is the American people doing? What are we doing? This is nuts.
They're watching instead of watching C-SPAN or knowing your history, they're watching American Idol, or they're on their Android phone text messaging each other. You know?
The Kardashians and I know, I agree. So I don't know, it's nuts.
I had a fun idea about a month or two back, and I get some computer programmers out there and a couple of web developers. We could make an online system for basically the sheriffs, the grand juries, the courts, with all the laws embedded in it, and the people, you would go in and type in the alleged crime and everything, and over time it would figure out the innocence and guilt and so on and so forth, and it'd be a good game. It'd be a good app for the iPhones, you know.
What do you mean type
absolutely.
in the crime? What crime? What crime are you talking about? What are we typing in? Crimes of
Oh,
what?
Joe Gibson is charged with trespassing, and here I am walking through my own backyard at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's a for instance. And I was arrested by the sheriff. I was taken in front of the magistrate, and he decided to prosecute, and the grand jury decided to prosecute, and the computer would with input from people who actually are running this. It would go through everything over time, and it would find my guilt or innocence based on the law.
That's a good habit. And, I want to put something out there right now. I want to patent a T-shirt. Here in North Carolina, they got House Bill 2 where, if you're a man, you're going to a men's room. If you're a woman, you're going to a woman's room. Well, they're all out protesting because they want 3 bathrooms or if I wake up today and I say, I want to go to the woman's bathroom, I should be able to. That's what people are saying, okay? What the hell is wrong with people? Well, what I want to do is I want to make a T-shirt with a man bending over and another man, right behind him, and with a circle and an X through it. And I want to patent that T-shirt and sell it. I'm telling you, I think we'd make a fortune.
What I want to see is some woman go into the men's room and use the urinal.
That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, this is how stupid the whole thing is.
Well, you know what my take on this is? This is just, to me, and this is why I don't really talk about it on my show, because I think it's a diversionary tactic.
Diversion.
I really do. It's to get you talking about something inconsequential, so stupid, so irrelevant, so ridiculous, so they can go over here when you're not looking, and they can just start taking away more freedoms and do this and do that, whatever the hell is in there, whatever they're doing. God only knows what they're doing. We have 2 nuclear plants leaking in the United States right now, but have we heard anything about that? No. And one is in my state of New York. So, I mean,
I didn't even hear about that, Cap. Tell us about that. I didn't hear about that. Talk about that.
Well, there's 2 states, 2 plants that are leaking. They're over the limit, but the experts are always saying, well, it may be over the limit, but it's not going to harm the water. Even if it's leaking into the groundwater, which well, it's not going to harm any people. It's okay, nothing to see here. Well, when the government tells you there's nothing to see here, that means there's a hell of a lot to see here, and you got to open your eyes. You know what I mean? So exactly what's really going on, I've tried to find out information, but there's not a lot reporting, because the reporters, look, they get their marching orders from, I don't exactly know exactly who, but there is a certain group of people that they dominate the news. That's why they hate social media. They hate Facebook, because Facebook can be, well, like anything, either a tool or a weapon. And now we've got a lot of these phony news sites that come up, and and people think that it's real, and it's not, and it's done to confuse you. So that's all it's about. It's a lot easier to take control over people if they're confused and they're fighting amongst each other, and they're not unified. But once we become unified, once we're fighting with each other, we have the strength. And this is what it's all about.
Hey, Cap.
This is what it's all about.
What, Cap, why don't we try our first phone number here from Chester, Connecticut? I'm going to allow you. I'm going to dial it. I'm going to dial. You do the talking, Cap. Here we go.
And you got Bridget and me in the chat, by the way, but we're the only 2 in there.
Okay, well, we might not even be dialing anything tonight because call failed, not answered, whatever the heck that meant. Call dropped. Okay, let's try it one more time. Dial for me, baby. Here I am telling Camp about my phone system. And, wait a minute.
Well, we had one good night where it worked. We had one night it worked perfect, flawlessly. We had no trouble.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh, count your blessings then for the good time.
No, but I mean, I really want to, I think that's a great idea of actually calling people to find out where the American people really are, because you're not going to hear it on TV. You're not going to hear it on the radio, but you're going to hear it here. These are real people, and they have no idea that you're calling them.
Yeah, I mentioned they have on TV that women hate Trump. You know what? Every woman that I've talked to that would have voted for Billary is not even voting for Billary anymore. So that's not the truth.
I know it's not the truth.
Hello?
It's
right.
Oh, hang on, guys. I had the caller online, actually. Hang on. All right. The call dropped. Okay, I see what's going on. All right, I see what's going on now tonight. The system is so slow, and it's just ridiculous. It really is. Let's try Middletown, Connecticut. Here we go. Let me copy paste that number. Am I supposed to dial 1 maybe? I don't know. Here I am talking about my phone
never
system.
did. I never dialed the 1 when I dialed it. I just dialed the area code.
Yeah, I know.
And I pushed in the I typed it in. You know, you push the little hash mark.
I got thunder and lightning in the background here. My calls ain't working tonight for some reason. My phone line is not working for some reason. This is odd. Cap, you're a jinx. Something's.
Well, hey, we had one night where it worked flawlessly. We were calling people, and everything was working great. And then after that was it.
Maybe they shut us down on purpose. Who knows? I don't know. I've canceled that call. I mean, I've got plenty of numbers here to try.
I'm gonna be working on 3-way calling here, so maybe I can help out in the future.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, because Blog Talk's not allowing us to do this for some reason. Maybe because I'm copying. It's always worked in the past. My guests know that. We've called Walmart. We called the White House one night. So I mean, for some reason, no, it's just not working. Maybe these numbers are a scam that I was given. I mean, you never know. You just don't know. But I'm going to copy one right now. I'm going to write it down and go for it from there and just retype it. We'll try a couple. I hope everyone bears with us here. We're trying something new here. That's what we're doing, okay? And we're trying something new where we can reach out to people and get their opinions and their thoughts about the issues that we're facing today, as Americans, understanding the times in which we live in. And I really would like to hear what people thought about, I want to hear the exit polls. I want to hear what's going on. So let me try it. It's dialing. There we go. That was it. I screwed up. I was copying and pasting it. That was the problem. Cap, you're doing the talking, brother. If anyone's home, I'm going to work on the next one while we're doing this here.
Well, it's 6:38.
Yeah. Give them a minute. There's not even a voicemail, so these are landline numbers, actually, I think. We need to get cell phone numbers. That's what we need.
Well, did they even have one?
All right, listen. All right, let's go. I'm going to show you what I'll do. Cancel the call. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that caller right there. There. Call dropped. Very good. Say. And the call failed. All right, very good. Let's go with one more here. This is Milford, Connecticut, I believe. Milford, Connecticut. So let's give it a shot here. I mean, I don't see how we cannot make contact with one person. Maybe we should stick to businesses, Cap.
Well, I mean, a lot of landlines, I mean, I don't even think they even have any landlines anymore.
I know. Here we go. Next caller.
All right, let's try it. Hello? Hello? Hello, Clarice.
Jay Kenny.
Hello? Oh, hello? Oh, we got a voicemail, guys. Sorry. I'll only disconnect him. Got a voicemail on that one. Hey, we know we got live people we're calling, though. These are landlines. Like I said, these are landlines. So everyone just bear with us and trust me. Excuse me. It'll pay off. How about Marlborough, Connecticut? I've never been to Marlborough, Connecticut. Where is that at, Joe from Meriden? Where's Marlborough at?
I'm sitting outside right now, so it's going to be very noisy. I really don't know. It's probably over in northwestern side. I don't know though.
I've never been there. So I traveled all over as a delivery guy at one time. Next number, let's give it a shot here. Marlboro, Connecticut. Let's give it a shot. All right, let's see. We're dialing here, 923. If not, I'm going to start doing some businesses. I think that's where we're going to get some success. Go ahead, let's try this one. Instead of residents here, we're going to start doing some businesses. You see how fast I get a dial tone, Cap? You see how fast as I punch the number in, I get it through, That's why I don't like Skype too much. We'll try this one, too.
You call police stations.
All right, you just called right when they picked up. Voicemails, Cap?
Yeah, it's a voicemail.
Yeah, prisons are police stations. They'll be open.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk to any police stations, so they don't want to hear from us. Let's see here. How about Southington, Connecticut? Let's try this one.
Let's call that
Connecticut.
pizza lady again. Let's call that lady who owned that pizza parlor.
She's a very busy. She was very kind that night, really entertained us, but that's why I was saying we need to stick with the business.
And tell her she's the only one that'll talk to us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it's looking, guys. Hang on, let's try one more, all right? These are registered voters, so that's why, these are actual registered voters, and, we're trying to get a hold of somebody here who will talk to us, and we will.
Yeah, I think we need cell phones. We need to find a way to get cell phone numbers.
Yeah,
landlines. Landlines.
Here we go, next caller. Next caller. And I'm going to look up some businesses, I guess, too, while if you want to take over, Cap, and start talking a little bit here, or ask anyone else out there who wants to join in. We do have some callers on the line tonight.
Let's bring a caller on. At least we know that we can talk to them.
You've reached the Registrar of Voters office. Our office hours are Monday, Wednesday,
Registered
Friday,
Voters office.
9 a.m. to 2 p.m. At other times, you can contact the town clerk's office at 860-276-6215.
No, thanks. Good night. All right. Well, these are these are registered voters. It's just nobody's home. You heard what that was one of the first numbers I got. So,
that was a registered voters office.
I would have loved to talk to him.
Well, we need to call them during the day. If we're going to do this,
right.
We need to do this during the day.
Yeah, or call them during the day and try to get them on live, on the show during the broadcast. Tell them, hey, we're going to be calling you at 6:30 or 8 o'clock, blah blah blah, and make sure they're available.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But
absolutely.
Go ahead, Cap. Tell us what happened to your guest the other night with the delegate problem. A lot of people don't know about that. They wanted to explain about you had somebody that was going to come on and talk about the delegates and what they were.
Yeah. I wanted to do a show and find out really because most Americans don't know, and I got to admit my own ignorance. Okay, fine, I don't know why. Well, because they did not teach it in school, and I was in high school in the early '80s. They did not teach it. They do not teach it. They do not discuss it. Nobody really knows it. So I went around and I started poking around, and I asked several different people. Do you have anybody that you know that knows anything about the delegate process? I want to learn. And so does my audience. Everybody wants to know. Because, we haven't seen anything like this election in a long time. It hasn't been an issue. Usually by now, we've already got the nominee. Everybody else dropped out of the race, and we didn't have to worry about it. We didn't have to worry about the caucuses. They've got all these different primaries. They've got winner take most, winner take all. Every state is completely different. They've got caucus states where you go in and you don't vote for the candidate, you vote for the delegate, or you vote for what they call a slate of delegates. Well, the delegate or the slate of delegates that you're voting for could actually be supporting the candidate that you do not support. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, and most people don't know how the process actually works. Well, Ted Cruz figured out how the process worked, and he was buying delegates. He never won any election from an actual primary where people went in and actually voted. He only won.
He never won the majority? He never won the majority?
No.
Wow.
And these states, he says, oh, well, I won 5 states in a row. Well, no, you didn't win 5 states in a row. And he says 1.3 million people voted. They didn't vote. He seems to think that they voted for him. They didn't. There was a lot of problems with, especially in Colorado, where the delegates would show up, and if they found out that you were a Trump supporter, well, you were either challenged or you were just taken completely off the list. And the only people there in Colorado, the whole state, were Cruz delegates. So you didn't win. You did not win. Nobody voted for you. But when it comes to an actual primary, like it was the last 5 states and like it was in New York, Cruz got spanked. I mean, Cruz came in 3rd in 4 out of the 5 states last week. You had Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maryland, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. And he came in 3rd. I mean, how do you come in 3rd at this point, Ted Cruz, against John Kasich? Okay, John Kasich he's an afterthought. Even if he is a thought, nobody even thinks of him. So how the hell do you come in 3rd?
Yeah, Cap, you know what? I'm going to work hard the next couple of days and the early part of next week to get someone from Cruz's campaign office, not on the air live, but during the day, or Kasich, to get on this program or your program, okay, to talk. I'm going to tell them, we have a couple shows that are united in alternative media. Not just one single show. And we want their reasoning to what you are talking about. We want answers, and we want to interview them, even if it's for 10, 15 minutes. We want answers.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And even if it's from your state or North Carolina, we want answers.
I've been purporting this don't bother voting thing for many years because I sort of heard what was going on and I couldn't figure it out either. But what I get out of this whole voting process basically is this: if I could go out in a number of years and and speak for $100,000 or $250,000 and rip off people and get hundreds of millions of dollars, I could actually figure my way through this entire process and have the people bought and paid for already so that I would know I would win this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. What do you think about that, Cap? I mean, what I'm saying, listen, I want to change pace here. I got something a little fun that we were just talking about, and I'm going to call a business in Wallingford, Connecticut, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Maybe we'll liven up the show a little bit. I got an idea.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
I know someone's got to be there.
Yeah, Walmart.
They're probably really busy sitting down taking a smoke break.
Well, you call
no
it
smoking.
a chain like that,
There's got to be someone there. Come on now.
Hello, Wallingford Walmart.
Hey,
Hello?
how you doing? Yes,
hey,
hi.
Not bad.
How you doing?
Good.
This is Wallingford Walmart. I got to ask you a question, okay? My name's Joseph Gibson. My name's Joseph Gibson, and I'm calling live on Blog Talk Radio, and I have my co-host here, the Cap, from his show. And I just got a question. If I come to Connecticut this summer and I decide as a male I want to use a female bathroom, am I allowed to?
In Connecticut?
Yeah.
Male?
Yeah. I mean, like, say, like,
I would let you. I I don't know what the official rules is. You want to know the official rules?
Well, yeah, kind of, because here in North Carolina it's against the law, so I'm a little worried about this,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where Wallingford, Connecticut. Yeah, I don't know where Wallingford, Connecticut stands. I mean, do you have the official rule, or do you have a manager who's available?
Yeah, hold on. Barbara, if we have a man who wants to use the female bathroom? So, yeah. We're saying yes.
Oh,
We're
wow!
saying it's
Thanks. Okay, so you're not going to discriminate against me. There's no policy saying that. Hey, if I'm feeling like I want to use a female bathroom, there's no law and there's no policy. You guys are not going to discriminate against me, right?
I mean, not at Walmart.
Hey, man. Thank you very much. And hey, what's your name? Because you're live right now on a worldwide network on Blog Talk Radio.
I'm Alex.
Alex, well, you're live right now on Understanding the Times that we live in today. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Take care, man. Later.
Well, folks.
There you have it.
Oh, God.
What do you think, Cat?
He's asking his manager, hey, there's a man who wants to use a woman's bathroom. What do we tell him?
Well, this is what this is the way the country is going. Men are females, females are men. North is south, south is north, east is west. The truth is a lie, and the lie is the truth.
Right, exactly. Up is down.
Right.
Yeah.
Girls will be boys, boys will be girls. It's a mixed up, muddled up, screwed up world, except for Lola. So, I mean...
That's right.
Hey, how much? I told you I'd break up the mix a little bit of the program.
But, I mean...
That's live radio. That's live radio at its best. You got to admit it.
But, I mean, it's just so funny. He's asking his manager, hey, manager, we got a man on the line. He wants to know if a man could use the women's bathroom here. I mean... So, I mean, okay,
you know what I say?
Well, wait a minute now. Now, here's a question that I want to ask. Okay, because sometimes women do wear men's clothes. They wear jeans, they wear flannel shirts, they wear boots.
Yep.
So let's say that a man is dressed like a man. He's wearing jeans and boots and a flannel shirt, and he's got a scruffy beard, and he doesn't look anything like a woman. He's not in skirt and heels. He's not in a dress, but he wants to use the female bathroom. Now, does he have the right to use the female bathroom even if he does not identify as a woman like Bruce Jenner, who wears dresses and skirts and heels and that stuff? So when is it going to end? Where is the line going to be drawn?
Well, according to the Walmart on South Colony Road in Wallingford, Connecticut, you heard it first from Alex. Hey, you can use any bathroom you want. Hey, I'll tell you what, right now, I don't feel safe allowing my 6-year-old son to go in any bathroom in Wallingford, Connecticut right now.
Not at all. Not at all. And you know what? In the cases of dire emergencies where you got to go, I don't see anything wrong with it. But you know what? That's why men are men and women are women. Men are complete slobs. Well, I can't say for all of them, but generally complete slobs in the bathroom. And you know what? A woman's not even going to use the toilet after a man's been there. And you know what? It's just wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's just... but I mean, where are we going to go from here? Where is the line? I mean, it's just going to be crazy. I think what we're going to have to do is all have every place who has a bathroom. Well, look at sports stadiums. Okay, now you got a man who wants to go into a female bathroom in a sports stadium. Where does it end? I mean, we're going to have to have 5 million individual little, I guess, individual bathrooms, unisex bathrooms. So, but how can you possibly put that in like a stadium? Okay, they got they got several different big bathrooms. You can't have that many individual bathrooms.
Exactly.
So,
right.
You know what? Well, you know what they're going to have to do, Cap? You know what they're going to have to do is, like you just said, if I go to a 60,000 seated sports arena, I want my own damn bathroom. I feel I'm being discriminated against. You know,
right?
They got to build. I want my own damn bathroom, and I just think that's fair.
What happens when a person decides, well, I don't want to be a human anymore. I now want to be an animal. And since animals just crap wherever they want to, can I just drop trow right there at my seat in front of everybody?
That's what they do in San Francisco. That's exactly what they do in San Francisco, right in the street. And they've also passed a law in New York City.
Sodom and Gomorrah. Hey, we all know. Listen to the stories of Sodom and Gomorrah. Men with men, women, and the prophets went there, and God saw that city filthy and disgusting, and he destroyed it. You know, so kind of looks like the world, how history repeats itself. I don't know if any of you are Bible fans, but hey, kind of looks like how history is repeating itself, huh? You know?
It always has, and it always will. And 200 years from now, we're still going to be arguing over the same crap that we're arguing now. Isn't that just, I mean...
Yeah.
Us going, and it lets them run away.
True. Yeah, well, I got another one here. Well, hey, listen, you know, and Cap, you're right. This issue is a distraction, but
it is.
But
it is
actually, but in a way, though, it's reflecting and mirroring what our society is actually about today.
Absolutely.
It's disgusting.
You're right.
It's disgusting. But I got another one. Hey, I got another one. Hey, this is another one. Wallingford was kind to us tonight, so we'll stay in Wallingford, Connecticut, huh?
The number you have reached is not in service. Please be sure you have the right number in mind and have dialed it correctly. This is a recording.
Okay, cancel that call. Yikes. That one's disconnected. I guess they went out of business. Which is possible because Joe and Meredith tell me, what's the business situation look like in Connecticut? How is the economy there?
I don't know. I don't go out that far. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is you have family and everything and friends. I mean, and you know, you've talked about the people around up there. I mean, and many jobs have left Connecticut over the years. So, I mean, but is everyone on food stamps? I mean, what's going on? I mean, you must see what's going on.
Well, no, I don't have to see what's going on because I don't want to pay attention. But I can tell you there's more and more people out on the street asking for money, asking for cigarettes, asking for anything they can get. You know, and it's becoming more and more the groups of males, Hispanic, black males hanging around corners, drinking and everything are becoming large. The noise is getting out of control. The immigrants, shall I say, from other countries are here. They don't have the culture that we have. They're noisy, extremely noisy, and that's their culture, and that's fine. But you know what? I really don't want to hear it.
Hey, Cap, you're from New York. What are you near the city, or are you in a borough? I mean, let us know a little bit about your background, if you don't mind.
Well, I actually grew up in a one-horse town in Vancouver, Washington. I lived there my whole life, went through grade school, high school. I joined the Navy. I come back. I went to college there. I get out of the Navy. I come home. I worked in a lumber yard. I worked in a car business for a number of years and said, look, I'm tired of being a slave to these companies. And I was, and I'm a good worker. I'm a slave to the company. My job, whatever job that I do, I'm a slave to it. It doesn't matter what it is. My grandfather instilled that into me, that whatever you're doing, you take an interest in what you're doing, and you just focus. And that's what I do. But I got tired of it. And I said, I want to do what I want to do. So I moved to New York. I said, I want to get back into theater. And I did. I got back into theater. I started doing a lot. Well, the theater went out of business. I was there for 14 years in this theater. And now I do my own stuff. I write. I've even produced my own stuff in New York City. I'm in Long Island, sunny Deer Park, Long Island. It's not that far from the city. Long Island is beautiful, and when I came to New York, everybody told me that, oh, New York, you're going to hate it. They're so rude. They're so mean, and they're awful people. Let me tell you something. New Yorkers are the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
I agree.
There is you go to Boston, you want to talk about attitude. Right there is an attitude. But New York, no. Even in the city. The city is a nice city. New York is they're nice people. They are
Cap,
just nice
I went to the Bronx Zoo. I went to the Bronx Zoo when I was 16 years old, my girlfriend at that time, and it was 95 degrees. It was hot. And you know what? I got lost. And you know what? How many people actually tried to help me get back to where I wanted to go? I mean, not many of them spoke English, but, you know, hey, they tried, you know.
No, they are. New York is they're very friendly. Now, New York City, there are a lot of crazy, whacked out liberals, but give me a place in the United States where there aren't crazy, whacked out people. I don't care where you can go to the moon right now and you could find a crazy, whacked out person up there.
Hey, we got another one on. I got another number lined up, so let's try it.
All right,
yeah, you're right across Long Island Sound from me.
Where are you at? Oh, I used to act a lot in Northport, Centerport, and we would see Connecticut. You can see Connecticut right there. Beautiful.
Yeah, I can
love
see.
Connecticut.
That's Bridgeport you're looking at, probably.
No, Centerport.
Good afternoon, Nielsville Dunkin' Donuts. This is Andrea speaking.
Well, hey.
Hey, how you? Oh, Cap. I'm sorry, Cap. Go ahead.
Oh no. Okay. Anyway, good evening. My name is the Captain. I'm on a Blog Talk Radio. You're talking live on the air with the Captain and Joseph Gibson. We would just like to ask you just a real quick question. In the state of Connecticut, you just had an election. Did you vote in the Republican or the Democratic primary?
I did not. I'm registered as an independent.
Okay. Do you have a candidate of choice this year?
I don't, actually.
So
I don't like any of the candidates too much.
You don't like any of them?
No.
No.
Well, that's honest.
That is honest. If you did have a candidate, if any candidate, regardless whether they're running or not, is there somebody that you would like to run and you would like to vote for? Is there anybody?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know enough about politics to really pinpoint one candidate enough and say that he's really suitable for the job.
Well, as an independent, you remember Ross Perot. He ran as an independent, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so you would support him if he was running today. That's true.
Yep.
That's true. But
we have a very binary system.
Yeah, it's true. What's your first name, if you don't mind me asking?
Andrea.
Andrea, if you want to say you're on live on Blog Talk Radio, I want to thank you for your time tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm calling from Greensboro, North Carolina, and my co-host, the Cap, is calling from New York. So I want to thank you for your time tonight, and thank you so much.
No problem. All right.
Take care, ma'am.
Good night. Bye.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, we got somebody.
You got an exit poll. You got an exit poll.
Hey, no.
What did you say that was? Yalesville Donuts?
Yalesville Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts in Yalesville, Connecticut.
Joseph, I really hate to do this, but I do have another show that I've got to get to.
I understand.
But no, this was a lot of fun. I love this stuff, man. I mean, this is it. And BitBanker, you're a great audience. You're welcome on board my program anytime. You've got something that you want to talk about.
Tell us what show you're Tell us what show you're going to again, so we can jump over there if I have to, or anybody who's listening tonight.
Well, his name is Christopher Bruce, and the name of the show is America's Deadly Sins. America's Deadly Sins, and I've got to hook you two up. And I'm going to do that
That's
tonight.
Great.
I'm going to tell him about you. I got to give you.
I'll be listening. I'll be listening, Cap.
No, he's a good guy. I guess he just asked me today, if I would come on. He's got a lot of other Blog Talk Radio hosts, which on Sunday on my show, Raquel Oikiai is going to be doing my show on Sundays. I do Monday through Friday, but her and Efren Gonzalez, they've got a show, so they're going to be coming on this Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. My show is on from 8 to 10 p.m. That's all Eastern times. So, again, we all work with each other. We all stick with each other.
Cap, I think it's more, Cap, real quick. I think it's better to have a co-host and you work together on your ideas, and guess what? You have two different voices going back and forth, and I believe that's good radio.
Yeah, I just like what I like is having, like what we're doing now, where we all support each other. And that's one good thing about Blog Talk Radio is it is a family, and we all support each other. And look, there's a lot of good broadcasting on Blog Talk Radio. A lot of it. There's a lot of really good people. Plain and simple. So if you want to find out the truth, you want to find out what real people are actually thinking, well, Blog Talk Radio, that's where you go. You don't turn on your television. You don't turn on your radio. You turn on Blog Talk Radio, and that's where it's at. But, hey, Joseph, I really got to run. Thank you very much for inviting me. And Bitbanker, you're always welcome on board my program. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you. Good night.
And, well, I guess we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon, Joseph.
Keep in touch, Cap. Keep in touch. Of course we will.
I will.
Take care.
All right.
All right, we'll mute him right now. He's off. Hey, that was my co-host for tonight, and I told him I only needed him for an hour. He went a little bit over, and we had a little bit of fun. You know, maybe that's a good idea. Call these numbers and don't put them on the spot live. But, hey, we got a couple people live. We had a good laugh tonight. And I wish all my chat boxes worked and chat room worked, and I could have got a larger audience. But the show is archived. Bitbanker said that there was there's 2 in the chat room, but guess what? I still don't see my chat room. Maybe I need to upgrade my Flash player. Maybe I don't know. We did have some severe weather that passed through when I was trying to set the show up. But there's a lot of supporters that I asked to come on tonight, and they're not here. I don't see them, you know. So Joe in Sebastian, Florida, he hasn't been on lately. I don't know what's going on. I know he called me the other day, but I was kind of in the doctor's office. I couldn't take the call. And I asked my nephew, Alex. He was on for about 10 minutes. And we can't expect any teenager to give or dedicate anything more than 5 to 10 minutes of their time because they'll get a text message while they're on the phone. They got to hang up. John, I've talked to John from Wallingford. We all remember John, right? Well, John is so busy now with his new little girlfriend, he doesn't have time for me anymore. So, he's got it. His mother died last week 3 times. He's had 5 flat tires. He's given me every excuse in the book why not to come onto the program. So, hey, when you got time, buddy, call in. Maybe I'll have time for you. How's that sound? So continue walking around broke, and, you don't bite the hand off that feeds you. When people are out there wanting to help you, like Joe and Meriden tried to help you out, trying to get you a job, maybe it didn't succeed, but you don't bite the hand off that feeds you. And young people will never, ever, ever, and actually older people will never get that concept. I always respected the people that took care of me. My uncle out in Wisconsin, I worked hard for him because he took care of me, looked out for me. I didn't bite the hand off that fed me. Now, I'm not saying everyone out there is perfect. I was far from perfect. But, you don't sit there and lie. You don't tell me your mother died 3 times within the last 30 days, okay? I don't want to hear it. So when people give me, I ran a business. I heard all those same excuses. Can't make it to work today, blah, 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 blah. Have an emergency. I got into an accident 3 times on the way to work. I don't want to hear it. It's all. And this goes back to the way our society is operating today. But like the Cap said, thanks to those who did listen. It was good radio. And what we're doing is we're trying out new things. We're getting co-hosts. And we're calling different people. We're trying, and that's what's important. We've got a couple live calls tonight. That's what's important. We need to reach out. And I did have someone from the Republic contact me saying they would be willing to be a guest. And I'm not going to quote the exact message right now because I want to confirm who he is. But he did return my call because I sent him an email and said I would like to hear from the Republic and tell me what you're about. And we want to hear about this de jure government. We want to hear about this lawful government. Get on the air, and bring your people on with you, too. And let's have a conversation because that's what it's all about. Excuse me. But there's a lot going on in the country today, and that's why the show is called Understanding the Times in which we live in today. And, of course, I want to thank Bridget from Reedsville, North Carolina. She always listens in. She's always on the line for me. Mike out in Wisconsin, and, of course, Elizabeth Rondo in Yalesville, Connecticut. Hey, Yalesville, we just talked to Yalesville Dunkin' Donuts. Maybe you should take a ride down there and say that was my so-and-so. And then, let's see. My friend out in Nevada, he told me he's having a problem with his phone, but he can listen, and he's been listening tonight. My supporter out in Nevada. Peter checks in from time to time. He listens for about 10 minutes tonight. We know he's always on the road. He's from San Diego, California. And also my friend out in Texas said that they cannot call in because of such, I don't want to get into their personal problems, but they said they would listen. They sent me several emails. They said they like my show. He is in Dallas, Texas, actually. So, hey, we got a lot of people out there. The show is growing. It takes time. You know, I'm not spending $25 million on marketing here. You know, this is all self-promoted. It's all promoted by you, my friends, my family, my supporters, and my listeners. So that's what it's all about. But anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap it up tonight.
One thing.
I still got some. Go ahead. Go ahead, Meredith.
Okay, just before you go, I got actually two things. First of all, John Boehner, the former Speaker of the House, he's calling Cruz Lucifer in the flesh, and he said he's never worked with a more miserable SOB in his life. But if you happen to get the link to America's Deadly Sins, please send it to me, because I'm looking on Blog Talk, and all I can see is stuff from 2 months ago. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, very good. I'll try to get the link. I will. And Cap actually just sent me a message on Facebook with something, I think. So let me see real quick. No, he just thanked me for being on the show. I'll send him a message. Yeah, we'll try to get it. And when it comes on live, then you know you can get it in the chatter box. So, but anyway, hey, yeah, let's wrap it up tonight. Thanks, everybody. I already said hello to everybody. So God bless. Take care. See you Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war. But there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better read than death, or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead, who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis, didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay, there is a point beyond which they must not advance. Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material competitions. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. He said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Hey, I want to thank everyone for listening tonight. I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you ever have a question or comment, our next show will be on Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And always, the call-in number is 657-383-0616. Everyone is always welcome to comment, ask a question, share a story, or maybe you have a show idea. If you have a show idea, you can email me at joegibsonishome@yahoo.com. And I promise you, everyone gets a chance to come onto this program. It doesn't matter what your problem is, as long as you're respectful and you have something to add or contribute or a concern that you're bothering you in today's society or world that we live in. That's why the show is called Understanding the Times in Which We Live In. Our next show will be Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, the call number is 657-383-0616. Tonight was a great show. Called Dunkin' Donuts in Wallingford, Connecticut. We called Walmart in Wallingford, Connecticut. And we called several other people where we did not get a response and tried to get some exit polling from the election on Tuesday. But we didn't get too much of a response. But when we called Dunkin' Donuts, the girl politely told us, hey, she doesn't like any of the candidates that are running. She doesn't support anybody. She's actually registered as an independent. So, but hey, she was being honest. So we had a pretty good show tonight. It was a good show. So if you missed it, go back and listen to the archive show. And if you want to contribute, then like I told you, call in on Sunday, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're more than welcome. Everyone always is. And your opinions do matter because without you, there is no show. God bless. Take care. Good night, everybody.